Hi, so what's your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn, can you tell us what the title of your report is? What your project is?
Japanese internment. The Japanese were interned during World War II because Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, U.S. Canada was worried about spies of Japanese ancestry in Canada. The Japanese were labeled enemy aliens. This allowed the Canadian government to limit the Japanese Canadians' rights. About 22,000 Japanese Canadians were sent to internment camps. They could only take what they could carry, and adults were restricted to 150 pounds. Kids were restricted to 75 pounds. You were not allowed to leave the camps. One exception was you had to have a permit from the RCMP to go to town. When the war was over, interned Japanese were not allowed to go back to their homes because their homes were either demolished or were sold. Hinamatsuri is National Girls' Day in Japan. Japanese people set up a doll shrine for March 3rd to focus on marriage and family. The doll shrine represents Japanese hopes and values. Traditionally, there would be 7 tiers with dolls. The first tier would have the emperor and empress dolls. The second tier would hold the court ladies, and the third tier would hold the court musicians. The remaining tiers would be extra people of the court, such as servants. The doll shrine also encourages respect for the throne. In conclusion, I think the Canadian government handled the situation poorly. I think they should ask people if they are loyal instead of interning them and taking their belongings.
Oh, thank you, Evelyn. Can you tell me about some of the pictures one at a time? Point to it first and then...
This is one of the internment camps, one of the rooms.
Is it a room or the whole house?
Or the whole house.
Yeah, because did they live in large spaces or in small spaces?
Small. And this is soldiers stuffing hay into pillowcases?
No, that's the bed.
Bed case.
The mattress.
Mattress cases to make beds.
And where did they make the beds for? Did they use them at somewhere specific? I think that's a very specific location. You can
that
see
was
it on
Hastings Park.
You can see that it's the racetrack stalls, right? The horse stalls.
Those horse stalls. And then
going to the next.
This one is an internment camp where not enough cabins were built, so some people had to live in tents.
Can you tell me who built the cabins? Do you remember? You don't remember? Okay, maybe something we'll look up for later. Okay.
And this is a picture of a man who has to leave his family. And then this is another picture of a house in an internment.
Some of the things you'd find in their kitchen, maybe? Let's do point to the last picture.
And then this one is families leaving for Japan.
Oh. Are they leaving for Japan?
Yeah.
Or were they leaving for the internment camp?
Japan.
So how come some people went back to Japan and some people stayed in?
Because you had the choice. Stay in Canada or go back to Japan.
And did some people go back to places that were dangerous?
Yes.
Do you remember what they were called? Do you know?
Some remote villages.
Remote villages. And this is during World War II. So what was happening during World War II?
Bombs.
They had some bombs, and some people had to go back to the site where the bombs had just gone off. That sounds pretty awful, eh? What else? I think there's one more picture. This one in the middle, the big house.
Oh, that's a ghost town, New Denver. It used to be a bustling silver mine town, so they used it for an internment camp.
Oh, very interesting. And you can visit that place?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And I see you got some cute little art. Show me some of the art that you did on your board.
I did a green tea roll who's snoring.
Uh-huh.
And then a little sushi roll who's trying to catch a little snowflake.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a rice roll that's really cute. And then a really cute roll over here. And then one here. And then a bowl. I only did one of that one. And then a cute one, another cute one, and another green tea roll.
Wonderful.
And then there's one here and here.
What is on the table here? Some things that we have.
A fan from Japan. A Japanese... Pretend Japanese meal.
And what would you find in the pretend meal?
Usually you would find California rolls, sushi, fish eggs, and...
That's called Sashimi.
Sashimi.
Yeah, and what are the things on your left there?
This is wasabi, a really spicy condiment. Soy sauce.
What are these guys? Do you know what they're called?
Hashi.
In Japanese, yeah, we call them hashi.
They're chopsticks.
And what about over here? What's the last thing that you have on
These are Japanese rain clogs. You walk with them in the rain so your feet don't get wet.
Interesting. I think there's some sort of clog protections for dance, for fancy clothes. What do you have behind you?
A book about a little Japanese cookie sheet. And then one of the books I used in my project.
Wonderful.